Welcome to Biz Talk with Sherman. Welcome back to the show, Colleen Meagle, attorney at law.
Thank you, Sherman, for having me back again today. My name is Colleen Meagle. I'm a shareholder over at Quadros, Meagle & Crosby. I am the transactional partner, which means I handle both real estate and business acquisitions for my clients across the Houston and Dallas and Austin areas.
So important question, Colleen. What should a company do to be able to protect themselves if a partner were to die or be unable to work?
So there's different parts of this question that we should answer, right? So when a partner dies, they may or may not have a will. So it's important to know that the interest in a company is considered personal property. We previously talked about community property, and that an interest in a company can be considered community property. But if you dig in even further than that, the interest in a company is considered personal property. It's not real property like your house, it's personal property, and it still is accounted for in a probate, whether it's a probate of a will or there's just an administration where there's not a will. In terms of an operating agreement, the parties can turn to the operating agreement and see if there's a provision in there that dictates how the partners either can pay out to the surviving, let's say, spouse or heirs for that interest, or would those heirs become assignees and still receive profit sharing going forward? They wouldn't have necessarily control over the company and be admitted as a full member, let's say in an LLC, but they can still receive some residual income from the company. It's important that an operating agreement have these provisions, regardless of what you want to put in them, because your business partner may want to be business partners with you, but they don't necessarily want to be business partners with your spouse. I'm sure you've come across some of your colleagues over the last number of years where you're like, well, I love my colleague, but man, his wife or husband is maybe a piece of work, right? And you're like, well, I'm glad they don't work with me. Same thing applies here. Is you don't want to be in a position where you're taking on a business partner that you never wanted. So there can also be key man life insurance policies. So it's important to get with your insurance agent. And this provides a mechanism for the company to buy out the heirs, the key man life insurance, or also, fill that empty role if it's an executive role for that company.
Very informative. So during this transition, Colleen, what's the best way to kind of smooth things out? And also, is a company attorney needed at this time?
Absolutely, a company lawyer is definitely needed in these kinds of scenarios. And the reason why is because most people are not proficient in business law. They're not proficient in, the Texas Business Organizations Code. They're not proficient in either in even probate law, which comes into play. So you're looking at many different types of law that are coming into play all at once. You've got family law, you've got probate law, and you have business law coming in all at once. So even if you think that you know one of those, or you understand your expectations under one of those types of laws, generally you're not going to know all, or be proficient in all three prongs of those laws.
Wonderful, Colleen. So if someone's listening, they have any follow-up questions about their particular predicament and they want to reach out to you and the team, how they can get in touch with you guys?
Thank you, Sherman, for having me here today. For any of your listeners or watchers, my information is below. My name is Colleen Meagle. I'm a shareholder over at Quadros, Meagle & Crosby, and my main number is 713-300-9662. And my email address is cmigl@qmclaw.com, or you can visit our website at qmclaw.com.
Thanks so much, Colleen, and all of our guests for coming in here on the show and just sharing with us what you're doing and how you're making your own communities and clients a great place to work, live, play, and learn. If you'd like to be a guest and you want to share your story, feel free to reach out to me, sherman.on@hgfin.net. We'd love to be able to share your story across the airwaves, across television. And so we really appreciate all our viewers and listeners and taking the time, and our sponsors, those that are helping keep this alive. So appreciate everything that you do, everybody. Sherman's out.